Oh no, my testosterone is plummeting as a vegan. That's going down from the last time I got my blood tested. Blood test time. What's it gonna be? Disintegrating weakling vegan or flourishing vegan god? Find out today on today's episode of Vegan Blood Tests. I feel like literally at this point, blood test videos are like a rite of passage for vegan YouTubers, right? I personally do blood test every single year, sometimes more often than that, because I find it very interesting and very useful to know where my body is, where my blood is with my vitamins, know where it is with my hormones, just basically with everything, to see if anything I'm doing isn't optimal, if there's anything that I need to change in my lifestyle or my diet to make sure that I'm as healthy as I possibly can be. And so I'm doing these blood tests for myself, but of course I want to share them with you guys because there's like so many different audiences. There's the audience that wants to see you fail. They want to say, you know, plant-based diets are gonna kill you and screw up your health and your blood markers and everything, and so they come in to these videos to see if everything's gonna be worse than it was. And then you have the Vegans for Life crew who want to see you do better and better and better. And then you have people who are just genuinely interested in trying out, you know, eating plant-based, becoming vegan, and they want to see, you know, how your blood is doing after many years being vegan. So again, I'm doing this for myself, but I want to share the results so that you guys can see where I am right now. I'm like, I think 4.5 years into, you know, being vegan and eating a plant-based diet. Now in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys blood test results from previous blood test videos from my actual hospital, Kaiser Permanente, and then the blood test results that I'm going to be sharing with you that are fresh from just a few weeks ago are from an at-home testing service, which is called Let's Get Checked. It's a really cool service. I'm not sponsored to make this video. I do have a commission link, so if you use my link, I do get a commission off of it. I don't have any talking points or any specific tests that they wanted me to do, anything like that. I just basically went on their site and chose a few tests that I was interested in doing. But it's a pretty cool service because you can literally just pinprick your finger, put some blood in a vial, send it off to them, and then you'll get results in like a week or something like that. And you can do all sorts of different stuff. You can do like STDs, you can do like testosterone panel or vitamins or like a bazillion different things. So I think the service is pretty cool. Therefore, I want to share it with you guys. I'll put a link for it below this video, but let's move into the actual results here and let's talk about what my blood's looking like now as a vegan. All right, so the first test that we're gonna look at is a basic vitamins test, and this is something that I personally wanted to do because I wanted to see if I was deficient in these vitamins, if I'm hitting the marks, if I'm hitting my targets just from getting them in from my diet. So the first one is vitamin D, and the range is 30 to 80 nanograms per milliliter of blood, and I am at 42.8 nanograms per milliliter. So I'm right in the middle of it, really on the average. That's great. Vitamin D, definitely want to make sure I'm getting that because while I do live in San Diego, if you can see kind of, it's really cloudy right now. I'm also just not spending a ton of time outside. I need to do that a little bit more, take advantage of the fact that I have the beach and all these good hikes and stuff around me, but I do tend to miss out on sun quite a bit. So that's good to see. Okay, next up is folate, and they basically say that you want to be over 4.7 nanograms per milliliter, and I am at above 20 nanograms per milliliter, so that's good. And the last one is vitamin B12, the vegan killer. You're deficient in it and you're gonna die and get brain fog, and your brain frog ribbit is gonna, you know, fall out of your brain and you're gonna die from B12 deficiency. It wants us to be from 232 to 1245 picograms per milliliter, so I think that's 1/1,000,000th of a gram. And I'm at 692 picograms per milliliter. Pico makes me hungry, man, because I'm thinking about pico de gallo, but that's good. I'm in the average range, so I've got nothing to worry about with these vitamins. That's fantastic. Honestly, I kind of assumed that this was what it was gonna be, but again, it's good to check and find out, and then you can address it if you are deficient. Let's move on to the next test. All right, now this next test I think is gonna be very interesting because so many people think that eating a vegan diet, eating plant-based, but especially eating soy and tofu and things like that is just going to decimate your testosterone levels. Your hormones as a male are just going to plummet and you are not gonna be building muscle. You're not gonna be doing any sort of sport proficiently or any of that kind of stuff. So this is something that I love to get tested and I love to share on the channel. So let's look into this test. Okay, so first looking at the last time I got my blood tested for testosterone. This was last year in February on the 21st, and I showed total testosterone 698 nanograms per deciliter, which is in the standard range of 240 to 871 nanograms per deciliter. So let's see where I am now today. All right, drum roll please. My total testosterone in my male hormone advanced test is 22 nanomoles per liter. Is that higher or lower? Hold on, I must convert. Oh no, my testosterone is plummeting as a vegan. That's going down from the last time I got my blood tested. I'm gonna die. All my muscles are going away. Okay, it's not that bad. 640 nanograms per deciliter. So it went down 40 nanograms per deciliter, but this is completely normal. Testosterone fluctuates throughout the day, throughout the week. It's totally fine. So when you move little bits like that, it's totally cool. Actually, the last test I did before this was 580, I believe it was. And the reason I got my testosterone tested last time was because I was doing the pound of soy every single day for a month challenge. And so I got it tested before and I got it tested after that month, and the before one actually was lower. That's the one I was saying. I think it was like 580, like I said, and then the one after, it was up 100 points, so it was 680. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's still within the standard range and it's looking great, so we've got nothing to worry about there. All right, the next value that they share in this test is sex hormone binding globulin, and I have 61 nanomoles per liter, and the standard range is 16 to 55, so I'm actually slightly above by 6 points. This is something that I had to look into a little bit more, and basically sex hormone binding globulin is something that binds to your testosterone and lowers the amount of testosterone that you have in your body. And this is something that gets increased when you do excessive amounts of exercising. I think also it possibly can get increased if you eat an excessive amount of vegetables. Don't quote me on that one, but I know it's the excessive training. I definitely train a hell of a lot. This is something that, yeah, that's not great to see, but usually the effect of having a high amount of SHBG in your blood would be that your total testosterone goes down. And as we could see from that last value, my testosterone ranges are still looking great. So it's not something I'm super concerned about, but it is something I'm gonna try to address. Maybe give myself a little bit more of some rest. I haven't taken a rest week in like, God, I don't know when. So maybe I'll take a little bit of a rest and see if that goes down. All right, the next three, basically free androgen index. They want us in 24 to 104. I'm at 36.4. Prolactin, they want us between 86 and 324, and I'm at 296 milli-international units per liter. And finally, estradiol, I have a standard range of 0 to 192 here, and mine is at 68 picomoles per liter. There we go with the pico again, making me hungry, man. All right, so everything's looking great in my hormone test, except obviously the SHBG, but again, like we talked about that. So let's move on to the last one that I did. Now, the last test that I actually did with them was a cortisol test. Now, this isn't something that I think everybody should do. It's just something that I was kind of, my interest was piqued that I saw it on the website, and I was like, I'd love to see what my cortisol is, because cortisol is something, if you don't know, that increases in your body when you are stressed out a lot, when you aren't sleeping very well, when you're eating poorly, and when your cortisol is up, it actually basically, it's like the worst thing ever. It's like anti-steroids, basically. It eats up your muscle, it makes you gain fat easier, it makes you perform with less strength and endurance in the gym. It's basically just like exact opposite of what you want. Now, I don't have any of those symptoms, so it's not like I really have any reason, but I just kind of wanted to see, like, where is my cortisol? And so here are the results. So standard range of cortisol is 6 to 18.4, and mine is 9.8. I'm in the average range. I'm also on the lower end of the average range. No, I don't think it actually matters where you are in the average range, but I am in the average range, so that's good. I kind of expected that because I'm pretty relaxed, dude. I'm pretty chilling. I'm here in San Diego, surfer vibes, bro. That's good to see. It would be bad if my cortisol was high. I'd have to deal with that. Okay, so the last thing that a lot of people are probably wondering is, like, why didn't I test my cholesterol? I honestly actually didn't really think about it that day when I was ordering the test, because cholesterol is not something that I personally ever really am thinking about. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't be aware of where your cholesterol is. I do think that that is something that you should test. You should definitely see where it is, especially if you are eating poorly or if you are overweight. I think cholesterol is something to have a good handle on and have a good idea of where it is. I am getting my blood test pretty soon at the hospital anyways, so I'm assuming they're gonna check that, and so I just felt like I didn't need to do it. But I do want to reference my last time I had done a cholesterol check, and I believe it was last year. Okay, so the last test was January 16th of 2019. My cholesterol, the standard range is under 199 milligrams per deciliter, and I was at 117, so that's looking great. Triglycerides, absolutely looking great. 149 or under is the standard range. I'm at 86. HDL, which is high density lipoproteins, it wants me to be over 40 milligrams, and I'm at 41, so that's looking great. And then LDL cholesterol, that's the bad cholesterol that you don't want. They want you to be under 99 milligrams per deciliter. I'm at 61, so that's looking great as well. Okay, so basically everything is looking good on the tests. So I've got my blood tested a bazillion times at the hospital, and they've tested my cholesterol a lot. and I'm pretty aware that my cholesterol has never really been in a danger zone. It's always been really, really good. And so that's why it's not something that I'm necessarily like jumping to like get tested all the time. Again, like I'm saying, you should every once in a while to find out where you are, but that's why I haven't done it since last year, and it looks like my numbers were really good then. And I'm sure in a couple months when I do my next blood test, they'll be doing pretty gosh damn great as well. Son, it looks like my girlfriend is calling me, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoy this. I would love to know what your blood tests are looking like. Let me know in the comments below. Again, if you want to check out that at-home blood testing kit, you can go to Let's Get Checked. I'll put the link below this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Give it a big old thumbs up. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die Myron, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy